Shalom, shalom, lekol am Israel. Hello to all the nation of Israel. Today I want to talk to you guys about something. I met this guy on Facebook. Amazing guy. Okay, part of Chabad, amazing people. They tend to see good in even the darkest of people, and always have hope for the light, to find light in the darkness. Amazing people. Now the thing is, he converted, okay, which I called return, and which means I respect him more than the born Jew, not just because I'm commanded to by HaKadosh Baruch Hu, okay, but because this is what I value. I see the hope and light in them. I see the light to all nations in the convert. Now this man is amazing. I hope he's working on being a rabbi. I believe he is. I'm not sure, but had some issues. He didn't like that I was attacking, the Satmarim, the Nutrakarte, however the heck you pronounce these words. I'm not going to purposely pronounce it the correct way because they are not what the title states. So we'll call them Nutrakate or whatever. But anyways, okay, he believed what every person who hates Jews, Israelites, believes. He believed, because he picks these things up, and he's a nice guy, and I saw his post, and it kind of got to me because I saw that he was in pain, and he didn't mention my name, but I know he's talking about me, and it hurts him, and because it hurts him, it hurts me, you understand? And I love the guy, I really do. I love everybody who has that feeling, that thought that you can see repent in people that can't even repent. Aaron, Moshe's brother, did the same thing. Even Avraham Avinu. He saw in the Sodomites, right? He was haggling with God to save them. That's a beautiful attribute, and I have nothing against that. But I am a protector. You understand? That's what I am. I can't fix that. You understand? This is who I am. This is my nature. And when I see innocent people who love and see the light in the darkness, and they're being taken advantage of or made fools of by lies and deceit from people, it tears my heart apart. It really does. It tears me apart, and I can't live with that. And I know that they will let these killers of souls into these Erev Ravs, into their camp, not realizing it, with hopes of trying to get them to be normal, when they will spread like a cancer and like wildfire so quick that they will devour them. And that's why I'm here. You understand? That's why every Israelite is here. That's why David HaMelech was here. That's why Yoshua ben Nun was here. Okay? We are protectors. It's everybody. Every person of Am Yisrael should be like that. But of course, we have those who have Rachmanut for people that don't deserve Rachmanut, which is a beautiful attribute. I'm not going to talk ill about him. He's a great man. Okay? But the thing is, he got mixed up. So now I'm going to explain to you guys what we're talking about here. Okay? Zionism. These people actually believe that Zionism, okay, we're going to go into this. They believe that Zionism is what destroyed Am Yisrael. Zionism is what led to the over 90% decline in our people. Zionism is what was invented by Theodore Herzl. Okay, Zionism. My brothers and sisters, something you guys got to understand first. What is Zionism? Is Zionism really from Theodore Herzl? I'm an Iraqi Jew from Baghdad, Bavli, right? My family, my great family, every time, always had. Okay, it's just like my Rabbi Kahana used to say. 3 times a day we would pray that one day we will return back home. To return home. This is Zionism. Zionism is an idea, but it is a thought, and it is a recognition that Israel belongs to us. That's what it means in a nutshell. Okay? Now I'm going to explain to you what a real Zionism is and what a fake Zionist is, what a real Zionist is and what a fake Zionist is. Okay? So let's get one thing straight. That's what Zionism is. And way back then, we were Zionim. We called ourselves Zionim. It's not Theodore Herzl that invented it. We were all people of Zion. Every Yehudi, especially people that know the Torah inside out and live Torah, are a Zionist. You cannot say you live Torah and you're not a Zionist. It's impossible. It's stupid. It's oxymoron. And you can't be a Zionist if you're not Torah observant, because that's oxymoron too. And I'll get to that. Every nation in the world, even in the Holocaust in Germany, even in the Farud in Iraq, okay, even in Syria, even in any place you go to, every Jew never felt welcome. They never were home. The German Jews called themselves Germans, okay? They're not Germans. The Germans called them, Juden. In Muslim countries, we said we're Iraqi Jews. We're Iraqi Jews. No, you're not. You're not Iraqis. We're Arabs. No, you're not Arabs. No, you're Yehud. Yehud. Okay? Every country we went to, we weren't called Germans. We weren't called anything. Except America, America's, they call, in America, you're American, yeah. But every other country we've been to, no matter how much our people wanted to be a part of the nation and assimilate and do all their powers to be part of them, we never were accepted. This isn't me crying out or anything. I don't cry out. I don't want any sympathy. That's just it. Israel is my, Israel's my country. I don't care. I don't want sympathy. I'm not people who look for guilt, or the Jewish guilt, as they say. No. I got my country. I'm happy. And I'll defend it to the death. It's as simple as that. But the problem is, you have these people called Haridim, and I want to make sure that I don't say Haridim, because I don't want to throw them all under the bus, okay? So I'm going to say the Satmar and Nutrakarte. Also, I met some people from Nutrakarte and from the Satmarim, very tiny here and there, as you could even find righteous people amongst terrorists, even in ISIS, I'm sure. But you find them that they're not like that. So I don't like generalizing, so I'm making this very, very clear. And I want you guys to see my Satmar and Nutrakarte video, their offshoot, and see the evidence and everything right there. So I made a recommendation to this guy. I told him, trim your beard, take off your hat, take off your suit, come dressed up in a regular guy. Go into a Satmar temple. Go into a Nutracharta temple, Nutrachara temple, and go over there and see what they say about the organization of Chabad. Okay? He didn't believe me because he's part of this amazing organization. And I am going to do a Chabad video because a lot of the Erev Ravs, I try to slam them. And I'm going to make sure that everybody knows how special Chabad is. They might be not totally knowledgeable that there's actually evil among us. Because I see them, they all have such Rachmanut that it's blinding them to see evil. Again, it's not a bad thing. Aaron was like that. Avraham Avinu was like that, and I love them for it. And I will die to defend them, because defending them is defending the light of Israel. You have to understand that, okay? But the thing is, why don't you guys walk into their temples in Brooklyn and see for yourself? Ask about Lubavitcher Rebbe. See how all of them would call you guys messianics. You guys don't know that, but you don't care. Who cares? They're speaking Lashon Hara. Who cares? Can I explain to you guys something? You guys have to understand what Zionism means. A lot of our people forgot the yoke of Galut. They really did. The yoke of Galut no longer is stressing our stiff necks anymore, that we don't feel it. That in the Torah Shebesod, what does it say? God punishes you with one hand, with the other He pulls you in, right? This is why Holocaust happened, people. This is why all this nonsense happens. You guys do not understand the yoke of Galut. We are not welcome anywhere but Am Israel. Israel is a country that is special. Now, is it secular? Absolutely. Is it Zionist? Absolutely not. You guys believe that Israel is a Zionist country? Are you that ignorant that you actually believe that? Maybe back then when we just got the Medina, yes. Now it's not Zionist anymore. Zionists do not give away a grain of land to people that it doesn't belong to. Zionists don't give a grain of land to people who openly said they want to destroy you and completely obliterate you from the face of this earth. Zionists will not drop leaflets in the sky to the terrorists to warn them we're coming to endanger the lives of our people. Zionists would not kill Zionists. I can't believe the ignorance in you people. Israel is not a Zionist country. Israel is corrupted by Erev Ravs from the rabbinical side and from the secular side. The same shit. Okay, and this is why I didn't wear talit today. I had to remove the muzzle. I know it's a work of Kedusha what I'm doing here because I'm bringing you guys some light, some truth, which is all what I'm about. But you guys do not understand. I speak because I will not silence myself. Never. Because I speak, because I love you, you freaking idiots. Okay? Because I love you. This is why I'm doing that. I don't care if you hate me. Hate me. This is a pleasure when you hate me. It's easier to get you to hate me than to love me, right? So be it. To me, it's about putting that seed of truth in that brain that has been corrupted and Hellenized by the Erev Ravs. You understand? So for me, that's my mission. That's all I care about. And I'm putting that seed of truth into your head, and I hope you listen. Every country in the world that Jews existed always prayed 3 times a day and more. They pray to God every day. They say, please, God, one day, make us safe, give us our own land. This idea, this Zionism, existed way before Theodor Herzl. Way, way before. Since the exile, we always dreamed of returning. And how dare you blame that on the destruction of Am Yisrael? Israel is not a Zionist country. Now, why is there seculars in this world? Well, look at my secular video. The Rabbanut of Israel, the Rosh Yeshivot, you know, the people that had people with past records who became Rosh Yeshivot, who were busted for bribery, lust, greed, and you know, glory. People that were only interested in self-gain. Again, I'm not saying all, but the Erev Ravs among them. And believe me, guys, I've seen them. There's Erev Ravs among them. And I can see it. Okay? Any of you who are clairvoyant, please, if you see anything gold or yellow, you'll know what I'm talking about, all right? I don't need to get too controversial into that. Just go and seek that out yourself. The point is, it's very evident that God is saying, are you kids that stupid? Let me show you how stupid they are. Let me show you so maybe you guys can open your eyes and see what is happening. The Am Yisrael, the word Talmud, what does it mean? I don't think you guys understand that. We are obligated, okay, to teach Torah to all Am Yisrael for free. We don't take money. Now the Chabad guys, I exclude you from this because you guys are the amazing example of Am Yisrael. You're the amazing example that every person in Am Yisrael should be. Now with the Kabbalah thing, I have, you know, a little bit here and there with you guys. That doesn't mean anything. It's just a point of view, okay? But the thing is, with you guys, you are the light to Am Yisrael, because you are truly, so I'm excluding you from this bunch, so please, I want you to truly understand it is not you, because I saw that he was saying, why are you calling me this, why are you, and I'm saying it's not you, I would never call you that, so I want to make sure that, and I hope you guys actually listen to the whole video, not just what you guys want, that I'm saying, Chabad is excluded, because Chabad is the light, we're putting them away. They are amazing, leave them aside. The Rabbanut of Israel, you know, the people that even called Chabad Messianics also, you should check into that when they wanted to make you guys not Jewish. Of course, you guys don't remember that. Are not interested in Am Yisrael. The reason there's a 90% secularism in our country, a 90% tear-off from our people. Okay, yes, some of them are conservative, reform, and some of them, you know, pick and choose. The Orthodox became pick and choose Jews too. It's very obvious. You guys know that. The modern midrashim that these new rabbis, Hellenized rabbis, are pulling out of their butts, especially Rabbanim, that we were supposed to select leaders who are not in it for self-gain. That's what you're right? Not in it for self-gain, glory, worship, greed, lust, all of that. But apparently we have those. The thing is, we have a problem. And the problem is, Judaism became a religion. It became Judaism. We're not anymore. We're not Am Yisrael. We're Judaism. Instead of being the light to all nations, we're in the darkness just like them. Exactly them. They are to blame. You don't go into a classroom, you see one child sitting down nicely, and 9 children jumping up and down like monkeys. You don't blame the little kids, you blame the teacher. You get me? These people are only concentrating on their flock, their sheep. They don't care. If you follow them as sheep, if you speak against them, you'll see they'll toss you away faster than you ever do. You know, I went to yeshivot. I know what it is to argue with Rabbanim. They don't want to hear that they're wrong. They don't like that. They absolutely don't. So what do? Not all. I'm not again. Not all. You know, there's rabbanim that I had that were amazing people that were talking to me back and forth. The yeshivot now are a complete joke. I'm sorry to say that. Chavetz Chaim was amazing. I don't know what happened to them. When I was just blown away by how corrupted the yeshivot in America is today. But that's besides the point. The thing is, right now we're talking about this. They turned us into a religion. God said, Am Yisrael, not Dat Yisrael. Why? Am Yisrael, Am Kadosh, Am Torah. We have to be people of Torah. Where Am means nation, means oneness. Religion means denominations, separations. And I'm not just talking about Karaim, Conservativim, Reform. I'm talking about Orthodox. Has a million different sects, and everybody's pointing around fingers and saying who's Jewish and who's not. Well, guess what? Orthodox is a pagan word. So look at yourself in the mirror, guys. I was raised as an Israelite who is a person of Torah, as they call today Orthodox. I don't know what culturally Jewish means. I see that appearing. I don't know what any of that means. But now, the reason that secularism exists is the secular people are the people who are neglected, people who are abandoned, by people who swore to take an oath, like the Talmud word is, to teach Torah, but ignored them. They lock themselves up in caves, as they all do, and they stay and never work a day in their lives, which they're supposed to earn flour, but they don't work a day in their lives. They get welfare off the people they call non-Jews. Like the Satmarim in Nutra Karta. Oh my God. They live in Israel. They even check out a video on YouTube where they trashed an Orthodox family's house. You'll love that. Satmarim, okay? Satmarim claim that they are not Nutra Karta. So I had a guy who came up to me and said, Lior, we're different. I said, okay. There's an anti-nuke war, anti-nuke rally against Iran. Come to Times Square and show me, bring your people, and show me that you're one with us. One side by side with us. Am Yisrael, Am Echad, Am Torah. Let's show these people that you are not that way. Come. He never gave me a yes. He just ignored me. Next thing you know, there's pictures. You can see them all over. Nutra Karta and Satmarim together. Even a guy with a sign. Satmar, blah, blah, blah. And they are all for the destruction of Israel. They claim they're anti-Zionists. They're anti-Israelite, just like the terrorists call us. When they say Zionists, they mean Israelites, Jews. That's what they mean. I hope you guys understand that fully. That's what they mean when they say that. So they're against Zionists. But you know what's funny? They claim, if they had just the idea and said, oh, okay, we don't belong in Israel, yada, yada, yada. So first off, you wouldn't live there. Okay, and collect welfare off the backs of the people you say are not Jews. Okay, that's 2. And 3, right? What would you say, what would you call it if I were to tell you that one day you guys had the power to have a Medina, a land that is holy? What if I told you that? What if I told you that there was a rabbi? But first off, I want to say this. Number 3, this will be number 4, okay? Number 3 is you would never, ever, 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 ever go against a person of your tribe. Lo la'amod al dam ra'echa. Oh, yeah, we forgot that. Pick and choose. You guys aid the murderers? You aided the terrorists to kill and butcher rabbis in the temples? You pieces of crap. You sit shiva for terrorists who stabbed Rabbanim. Rabbanim in the temple while they have tefillin on still and their talit. You care about Am Yisrael? You pagan pieces of crap? You think that we twist the hand of God? You think a man has more power than God? Did you see, or did you sleep during all the wars? When we were surrounded by every nation in the world? In the world, well, in the Arab world. And we obliterated them and won? What do you think? It was our guns that did it? It was our troops? It was HaKadosh Baruch Hu. After the Holocaust, we didn't deserve, and the Farud, we didn't deserve Israel. We didn't. But again, God punishes us with one hand, and with the other, He brings us closer. Because when we are to the edge, we turn to God. And all of us prayed. Some of us gave up. But the point is, that is why we got our land back. And if God wanted us to be destroyed, how can you not believe that everything is not in Beyad Elokim? I don't understand. I mean, are you guys Rabbanim? I don't know what you guys are. Are you pagans? I mean, pagans, I would believe that. Pagans for sure. So the thing is, you can't be pick and choose Jews. You guys are pick and choose, and you guys are just in the darkness as ever. And you blame Israel, you blame Zionism for its destruction. Oh, here it is. So number 4. What if I told you guys screwed up a big, big deal? There was a rabbi once, my rabbi, who wanted to bring Israel to be a most observant, a Torah observant country. But you know what's funny? You guys sided with the seculars then. Because my rabbi believed that we should all look up to King David, as, God said. But you don't, because you think you're God. But the thing is, he said that everybody needs to serve in Israel to protect Am Yisrael. So you took your selfishness, as you are, and what you did was, you said, sided side by side with the secular world, but no, you didn't try to teach the secular Jews any Torah. You didn't try to embrace them. No, you just stood there side by side with them because you didn't want to serve in the Israeli military. And you went against my rabbi who wanted to make it Am Kadosh. Wanted to make all of Israel observant in Torah. That rabbi's name is Meir Kahana. May God rest his soul. That man was a Zionist. He was a Zionist, the very definition of Zionist and the very definition how every Jew should be. And he said one thing. A Jew is a cripple if he's a Zionist, but he's not Torah observant. And a Jew is a cripple on one foot. And a Jew is a cripple on the other foot if he's Torah observant and not a Zionist. Now, what does this mean? How can one be a Zionist if they don't keep and observe the laws of Torah? It's impossible. How can you say the land of Israel belongs to you when you don't believe in the Torah that says it belongs to you? In the book of Yechezkel, Hanavi, HaKadosh Baruch Hu told them to prophesize, right? To our people, to the Israelites, and to the nations that sojourn there. And to the nations that sojourn there. And what did he say? First, let's go to the first thing that he said before. You shall follow my commandments, I shall be your God, and you shall be my people. Follow is an action. It's not a blood. Being an Israelite is not a blood. That's a thing the Erev Ravs did, and trust me, I speak plenty of that in my other videos. It's the action. The action makes you what you are. You follow the commandments, you're part of Am Yisrael. But then a person says, oh, but what if I don't follow the commandments? What if I just follow whatever the heck I want? In other words, abominations and idolatry. Made up rules and glory hounds and stuff like that. Well, this is why God told Yechezkel to prophesy to the Israelites in the book of Yechezkel, to prophesy to the Israelites and the strangers that sojourn there, right? What did he say? He said, those who follow abominations and idolatry shall be cut off from my land and shall be cut off from my people. Again, operative word here is follow. Action. The action is what leads you to cut yourself out of Am Yisrael. So if you're a secular, are you an Israelite? Absolutely not. Are you an Israelite? Absolutely not. Are you a Zionist? Absolutely not. It doesn't make any sense. It's oxymoron to say I'm a Zionist and I don't follow Torah. Now, if you're like Meir Kahana, who followed Torah and also was a Zionist, that's the true meaning of Zionist. Now, if you're a Torah observant person, but do not believe that that Israel belongs to you, or you still think you're in Galut, that's your thought. But the second you aid terrorists, the second you contribute to any type of propaganda against Am Yisrael, the second you, when God said, when it was said, when God showed us in the second temple what Sinat Israel causes, and you don't even care. The second you don't even give a damn about Kiruv, like most of the rabbis don't, they only care about their congregations. The second they do all of that nastiness, and the Lord said to Jeremiah, what? Oh my God, and this is what happened. What did the Lord say to Jeremiah? Woe to the shepherds who separate my flock. What does that mean? What is religion? When you turned Am Yisrael into a religion, Rabbanim, and I'm not talking about the righteous rabbis, I'm talking about the crap. That's the leadership of Israel, unfortunately. When you turned us into a religion, you made denominations. You separated the flock of God. Instead of bringing unity to Am Yisrael, you made them more separated than ever. So separated, they formed other sects of pick and choose that are worse than yours. Much worse than yours. Some have good attributes that you don't have, like conservatives are very welcoming. They do an open door policy as conversion should be, because you convert the person first and then you teach Torah, as you're not allowed to teach Torah, right? And then and you don't label them, which you guys do. Ben Avraham, Ben Bat Sarah, Bat this, Bat that. But you guys have midrashim that okay it. Again, I disagree with that completely, as God couldn't be more clear about that, but apparently you guys follow your own thing. But again, that's just the mind. If you guys did kiruv, projects of kiruv, if you guys even said we don't belong in Israel, but would work a day in your life and earn flour, okay, and not collect welfare off the people you say don't belong there, and if you guys didn't live in Israel, and if you guys didn't attack the people of Israel, and if you guys didn't aid the terrorists of Israel, if you guys didn't sit Shiv'ah for the terrorists who massacred Rabbanim, who are observant Orthodox rabbi, you pieces of crap, if you didn't do all of these negative things, I would have just said that's your opinion. Just like my brother over there, who's part of Chabad, who thinks Satmar people are good people. I mean, I think it's ridiculous, but I love him, and that's his opinion. I'm not gonna. I told him what to do. He could choose to do whatever he wants. If he goes to the temples in regular clothes, he'll find out for himself. And I really feel, I hope I can be there for him to embrace this man when he comes out, because I have a feeling he's going to cry, because he's an amazing human being, and I see him see the light in these people. I'm sorry though, I don't see it that way. I'm sorry. I see when I go to temples nothing but hypocrites and lashon hara. I went to yeshivot that I graduated from, and I can't believe the change in them. I can't believe how horrible they became. I wanted to send my kids to yeshiva. I don't even know which yeshiva I would send them to at this point. Chafetz Chaim was an amazing yeshiva. I don't know what. I don't know. Something's just. There's a lot of yeshivot that are very, very, they claim they're Orthodox, but they're worse than Reform. I'm sorry. The amount of hatred. Ashkenazi versus Sfaradi. They only welcome now Ashkenazim. So they take a few Persians here and there to meet a quota. I mean, what's wrong with you? This is Chafetz Chaim representing one of the best rabbis out there. Are you guys insane? You're blaming Zionists for the destruction, for the flake off of all our people? It is you, the leaders, that are responsible. And I'm telling you this so I can bring some light into your brain, into that thick skull, to whip your freaking stiff necks, so we don't have another Holocaust. Okay? So we don't have another Farud. That we don't have other persecutions. We don't need any more exile. We don't need any more persecutions. We need to bring our people together. You read Slichot, you think it even matters. Slichot has no value. Slichot has absolutely no value. There's no reason for you to do Slichot. It's not going to make a difference. You're repeating the same mistake, and in Tachlich you throw a couple of freaking bread into the water. You could throw a whole bakery in there, it wouldn't make a difference. Slichot only happens, and it only works when there's the unity in Am Yisrael. If there's no unity, there's no Slichot. When King David had a prophetic dream about the temple being destroyed and the blood sacrifice not being welcomed, what happened? What did he tell the Lord? He said, "Oh my God, God, what will Am Yisrael do? What will they do, God? Please tell me that now we don't have any way to do, blood sacrifice. So what are we going to do for slichot?" And the Lord told him, what did he say? He said, "Only when you bring them all together to me as one, have them come before me and read the slichot, and they shall be pardoned." Again, pick and choose. Pick and choose Jews. All of you guys become pick and choose. King David, right, like my rabbi said, would pray and then kill Philistines in the morning. You understand? We're supposed to look up to him. He was a Zionist. He believed Am Yisrael belongs to him and would let nobody go against Am Yisrael. Protected the people. Cared more about the people than his own self-gain. Avraham Avinu was selfless. Today, most people are selfish. And when you take an oath to be a rabbi, it's not the smicha that makes you a rabbi. The smicha, I can wipe my butt off with it. Doesn't matter. The smicha today is given to you whether if your dad was a great rabbi, you'll have a smicha. Whether you can eat pork and you'll have a smicha. It doesn't make a difference. I've seen so many corrupted rabbis who don't even know one halacha. They don't even know one word of Tanakh. Who studies Tanakh anymore? I mean, seriously. Nobody. It doesn't. You study modern day midrashim that modern day Hellenized rabbanim pull out of their butts. More, you have their words kadosh over God's word. And I see a lot of people who convert, they end up converting and then end up being sheep to these people because they're scared. They don't want to be labeled. They don't want to be this. They're the light to all nations and they're being burned out. You know, they're being blown away. And this is the problem, people. It's not Zionism. It's the leaders. You don't blame the students when there's one kid sitting nice and 9 kids jumping up and down. That's the thing I always give this in my speeches. You don't blame the students, you blame the teacher, okay? A teacher who puts them all in line, okay? If you, let's say, have one person jumping up and down and 9, then it's the kid's fault. If you have 9 kids jumping up and down and 1 sitting down nicely, well, guess what? It's the teacher's fault. It doesn't go it doesn't get any simpler than that. Zionism did not destroy Israel. If anything, Zionism made Israel flourish. Zionism is anything to make Am Yisrael grow. Everything that, it's not just an idea of that we belong in Israel, but the word Israel, Am Yisrael, Israel, the land Israel is nothing without Am Yisrael. Okay? Everything in life, everything I pick up, even money, who gives it value? Man gives it value. You understand? It's what it matters to you. If you are not a Torah observant person and you live in Israel, Israel doesn't mean anything to you. At least it shouldn't mean anything to you. If it does, then you're doing something wrong and you got to return back to doing tshuva. Okay? So you can't claim you're a Zionist and you're not Torah observant. But also, those who are Torah observant cannot claim they're Zionists. I mean, they cannot claim they're Jews, Israelites, and not be Zionists. You can't do that. That's both ways. It's oxymoron. It's very stupid. And that's what I'm getting at. So, look to David, King David, look to him as an example. Okay? Look to Meir Kahana, my rabbi. May God rest his soul. What he tried to do for Am Yisrael, and they all hated him because he wanted to make Am Yisrael a Torah observant country. A country that will bend down to nobody, not the united nitwits that don't care about us and want us dead and obliterated as well, aka terrorist nation. Not anybody. They don't bow their heads to anyone. Why do you think they had him killed? Everyone hated him because they didn't want a Torah observant Israel. That's not Zionism. They didn't want a Zionist. They didn't want a Torah observant. They didn't want any religious, any observant Torah person to rule the land because they are religious, people of religion, people of idolatry. Okay, they're idols, idol worshippers. They worship people that come in the relationship between them and God, and see my videos on that as well. They didn't care about Rabbi Meir Kahana, a man who aligned himself, showed people, Am Yisrael, look, I'm Ani Tzioni, I'm a Zionist, I'm a Torah observant Zionist. We want to make Israel great again. We have to make it amazing by making it Torah observant. We don't bend down to anybody but God, but HaKadosh Baruch Hu. And you guys had him killed. You guys didn't want him to rule Israel. You guys gave birth to the abominations that sit in Israel today. Bibi Netanyahu could give 2 craps about you. He can talk, I want to, all of these people like Ariel Sharon and all these people, yeah, they served in the military. Congratulations, did a great job. But have no idea what Am Yisrael is. They have no idea what Yehudim are. What do? They don't obliterate the enemy, they make peace with it. Peace with people who want to kill you and say, no peace, we're going to gut you alive. They want to give land that's not theirs. Bibi Netanyahu, the land doesn't belong to you. I know it's hard to believe, but all of you, all in the party, in the government of crap of Israel, the country of Israel does not belong to you. It's God's gift to Am Yisrael. And Am Yisrael does not want to give land away to the terrorists. because they know they'll be obliterated. I'm not talking about the liberal dummies over there, because they have plenty of those out there. And the people, the Rabbanim, just because you don't want to serve in the military, okay, because you guys just want to sit down on your fat butts and do absolutely nothing. As the Lord said, my children have grown fat. Look at the story of Jeremiah, please. While all the children spread and left and they separated, woe to the shepherds who separated my flock. You guys are repeating exactly the same mistakes. You do at least do projects of Kiruv. None of you guys are even doing that. The Chabad, that's why I said they're excluded. But you guys don't want to serve in the military of Israel. You don't want to do anything. So instead of saying, you know what though, Meir Kahana or any person who will come up there as a Torah observant Jew, let me side with him. Who cares? So we'll serve in the military. Who gives a damn? Israel's going to be great again. You didn't say that. You were worried about serving in the military. That you were willing to have a person to hate him and to speak Lashon Hara on him. Oh yeah, you think I don't remember? Think I don't remember until now the crap I hear from your gullet? Disgusting people. How can I, for years and years, I had no hope for people like that. And I was forced to watch them. Look, Lior, have hope. Have hope. See them in the holidays. At least they're celebrating Pesach. At least they're celebrating, the Chagim. Oh, they're eating chazir on the table, but they're circumcised. They have a covenant with God that they cannot even keep. Or you have those that observe, but observe what they want. And then you have those who observe, but do it with absolutely no kavanah, with only glory tied to their brains. We have a problem in Am Yisrael, and it's not Zionism, it's leadership. Cut the head of the leaders. I don't mean it physically, okay? But cut the head of the leaders, the rest of the body will fall and wither away, which means throw them out and have real Rabbanim, people of Chabadnikim. Okay? Teach the Chabadnikim first that there is evil out there because they don't believe it. I love them for thinking that, but they need to know that for their own safety. And I'll protect them like I always said. My family, we're all, everybody every Kahanist will protect any Yehudi, any Israelite, right? So the thing is, have them sit to be Rosh Yeshivot. Have them be, have them be in the Rabbanut of Israel. Because the thing is, Rabbi Lubavitch, okay, the rabbi that every temple that I go to, I hear nothing but disgust that they speak about him. Lashon Hara. And he was the most amazing guy. People, I urge you, I wish I could do like some kind of, I wish he was alive. I wish he was alive among us here in the flesh so I can do some kind of documentary. Because you guys have to understand what an amazing man this was. Okay? He was a sage in our time. Alright? And of course I don't agree with everything he says. You agree with some things. You're not going to agree with everything human beings say. But he comes the closest, I would say, to anything that I would agree full-heartedly with. There's some things that he wasn't aware of. Okay? So I'm not going to say everything and I'm just, but I'm saying he was a sage in our time. A sage to be respected. A sage to be loved. I'm not going to go into controversy over it. But the thing is, he is a judge. And that's all I'm going to say. But the man was an amazing person. I'm still going to say is because he's not dead. You can't die when there's others that live on and carry your teachings. The person will always live on. And also, he's in the next world. It's you're living. A person never really dies. He continues. This man was amazing. Okay? And his organization has the same mission statement. The Noahide rules we have our disagreements on. And I explained it. They have good intentions though. They're not like the other ones. But who use it in the name of idolatry. They're different. They use it to bring people closer to God. So because of it, closer to HaKadosh Baruch Hu. So this is why I favor them. So again, that is what Zionism is, people. This is how I feel about the Chabadnikim. And that's why I excluded them from this convo. And this is what I want you guys to understand what Zionism really is. That's what Zionism is. Now, what do we need to do? We need to throw the leaders out, the Erev Ravs out, and bring the clairvoyant people to see. I'll volunteer, I'll do it. I will point them out. They know who I am and I know who they are, and I promise you, I will more than prove it to you. I will look into their stinking eyes. They will see me coming from a mile away, I guarantee you. But the thing is, that's who they are. You got to toss them out. Bring the Chabad into power. Bring the Chabadnikim into power. Make Am Yisrael unified again with a lot of projects of Kiruv. Do away with Judaism. Throw away Judaism into the garbage shithole that it came from. Become Am Torah, Am Yisrael. Okay? Become people of Torah, people of Israel. Jewish, we're not. There's no ish in us. Okay? You could leave that ish for people who want to be on the fence. We're not ish. We're Israelites. Israelim. Am Yisrael, Am Torah, Am Echad, Am Kadosh. Okay? That's what we need to be. So do away with Judaism. Bring people together as one. Bring them together. I'm doing the best I can, and believe me, I am bringing them as much as I can. But I can't do this work by myself, and I can't do it. I'm not waiting to sit on my hands to wait for a final judgment to come upon me to unify my people. No, absolutely not. I'm doing it now. And I want you guys to do the same thing. You're to be the light to all nations. What light are you? I always say in my speeches that I give, all the time I say this. When you're in the dark, in a dark cave, you can't find your way out. First thing you have to do is what? Fix the light, right? You got to have a light. So if you're not going to fix the light first, how are you going to find your way out of the cave? When you light up that light, all the people will be drawn to that light from the darkness. And together as one, you will leave that darkness, the dark cave. Okay? This is how you guys should be. You guys should think like that. Okay, so I want you guys to understand that. Do away with Judaism. Do massive projects right now of Kiruv. I can't tell you things, but I'm just going to tell you that the time is not forever. You understand? And we don't have that much time in this world. Okay? Even naturally. Average person lives at what? 75 years? Make a difference. Do projects of Kiruv. Be Tzionim, be Zionists. But be real Zionists. Zionists of Torah, Torah observant Zionists. What my rabbi called scholar warriors. Be that. Every part of us should have projects of Kiruv. We should do as the very Talmud definition is, and that is what? We are obligated, it is mandatory to teach another Jew Torah. Do that. Okay? I love you, my brothers and sisters. The reason I am so harsh on you is only because I love you. Some of you guys even told me, Lior, most of you guys loved it from what I hear, but some of you guys are actually telling me that you think that I hate you and that I hate Judaism. Judaism, yeah, because it's pagan. Am Yisrael, we're not Judaism. We're Am Yisrael. Yes, we came from Judah, but they named us that. We're not Jewish. We're Israelites. Just because a bunch of these freaking hoodlums took our name and called themselves Israelites and call us fraud, we disowned that name? We are Israelites. Trust me, I had debates with these guys and put them under my shoe. I told them, oh, you see that Star of David right there? Guess where I came from, buddy boy? He said, Europe. I said, nope. Came from Babel. The only nation that was not moved during the exile. So what, you're going to call me anything? Go ahead, call me. They can't say anything because they're not Israelite. We are Israelite. Now it's time to claim that name back again. We are Israelites. We are Am Torah. We are people of Torah. We are people of HaKadosh Baruch Hu. All the nations of the world, even if you hate Israel, okay? All the nation of Israel, even if you hate Israel, oxymoron, but whatever. Don't hate your people. If you see something wrong, try to fix it, not by siding with terrorists and funding terrorists or calling rabbis messianics and their people that follow the mission of theirs messianics. Don't call people secular. A secular person, you got to look at him as a lost child. When you teach a secular person, you look at my long-term mitzvot video. I don't like looking at mitzvot as a business, but I want you guys to fully understand what I'm talking about. When you take a secular, and even look at my conversion video, I talk about this too, but it's the same thing. You take a secular in, You teach them how to wear talit. You teach them how to wear tefillin. Teach them how to do kiddush. Even when you're dead and you're in the next, you pass the first judgment, which is a two-faced thing, and then you're in this world, but in another sort of dimension, weird thing. What happens is you're going to be waiting for the end of the final judgment. And you're going to be looking to do deeds. Now, to do deeds in the spiritual realm, and look at my spiritual videos. You'll see my spirit videos. Please do not be scared and just watch it. They could do deeds every time they put on tefillin, even when you're dead, because it takes you 1 billion times more effort because you're not corporeal to do deeds. So when they put on tefillin, every time they put it on, you get a mitzvah. Every time they do kiddush, every time a woman, you buy her, a candle holder for Shabbat candles, every time she lights the Shabbat candles, every time she does that, you get a mitzvah. And you think that mitzvot are not worth anything. You're like, you know what? I'll worry about it later. A lot of people, they do that. I'll worry about it later. Next time, tomorrow I'll do more mitzvot. Tomorrow I'll do this. Why do you think God gave us so many mitzvot to keep? He knows we're not perfect. He knows that. He gave it to us so we don't sit on our butts. So that every time we reach out for the sky. You understand? That we never give up reaching for the limit, going past the limits even. We don't have limits. We're limitless for potential. But the problem is we don't realize that. That's what it should be, guys. So every sect, every temple, please, guys, have projects of kiruv and embrace one another. Make Am Yisrael whole again. Only then will our slichot count for anything. Otherwise, the slichot really doesn't count. I'm telling you right now. I know this for a fact, and you can debate me all you want. It does not work. Slichot will not. You can fast all you want. It's not going to work. You can throw bread all you want. It's not going to work. So you're basically dealing with the symbolism of deeds and sins. That's what you're dealing with. There's no forgiveness. You make a sin, you need a deed to counteract that. You don't do that, you're in big trouble. That's all I got to say. You have no idea what awaits you over there. And believe me, my brother over there, I'm just going to say, one of many eyes. Leave it at that. Sees everything. He's the sight of HaKadosh Baruch Hu. And if you think that your Erev Ravs could be there for you to try to protect you, you have no idea what you're screwing around with. You have no idea what the next world is. You have no freaking clue what the first judgment is, the two phases of it. You have no clue what it is. You don't even want to know. You absolutely don't want to know. Look at my spiritual video for that. But that's all I recommend. So you guys want a better Judaism? Get rid of Judaism. A good nation who is Am Torah, Am Kadosh. It's time to end the corruption. End the sin. Stop pointing fingers. I know it's easy to do that. But stop pointing your damn fingers and start looking at yourself in the mirror and say, what the heck can I do today? There's a guy in the street. He's a Yehudi. He eats pork. Go talk to him. Tell him why it's wrong to eat pork. Show him in Leviticus what it says about eating pork. Show him everything possible and bring him. Tell him, come to Shabbaton in my house. Come to me. Let's have some, come to my house to have dinner for a day. Come. The little taste of Torah is like honey. It's addictive to the lips, but the point is they got to taste it. You're not giving them the taste. Do that, my brothers and sisters. I love you all. This is why I'm doing it. I'm not doing it because I hate you. I'm not doing it because I hate Am Yisrael. I love Am Yisrael. That's the reason I'm doing this. You guys don't get that. I don't think you do. And it pains me when I hear that you think I hate you. I know it's few, but... And I know there's people that speak about me in the darkness, but they're snakes, obviously. Those people I could care less about. They're people... I remember one time, one of my rabbis, he always said something to me. He said, Lior, when somebody lies and deceives, he will never say things to your face. He will always talk in the darkness. Snakes do that. People who speak Lashon Hara, I'm going to tell you guys something. Here it is. Clean slate. I forgive you for everything. Clean slate. Now I ask you, but on one condition. It's time that you do kiruv. Kiruv right now. You do kiruv for every kiruv. Every time you spoke Lashon Hara on me, every time you do kiruv, for me, that's a forgiveness. Okay? Let that be your forgiveness. Okay? And let one of my deeds go to you if that's anywhere possible. It's not possible, but whatever. Okay? I don't do deeds for heaven. or a non-existent hell. I do deeds because I dedicate it to my Father, HaKadosh Baruch Hu, who saw me fit to come back here. To be here amongst the people. Amongst people that need so much help. I wasn't like this all the time. Anybody could look at me. I'm not perfect. I'm far from it. I'm far from perfect. You guys are not perfect. So wait, let us help each other. Let us both do kiruv to one another. Let us embrace one another. And let us bring Am Yisrael whole again. Let us become Zionists. The true meaning of Zionist. You can't be a Zionist without being Torah observant. Okay, not pick and choose. You take it all. Which Orthodox have not done, and Conservative and Reformed haven't done. They each have their strong points, but except Reform. Forget it. But the Conservative and Orthodox have their strong points. They just need to come together. So what do you say, people? Let's do that, and let me know what you guys think. Like, subscribe, dislike. I know many of you guys are not going to even watch this video all the way through, because you guys tend to just see what you guys want, and you're going to comment. But you see from my other comments, I don't take crap. You know who I am, you would know who I am. I don't take crap from anybody. So, I would like to hear you, and I don't want you to be terrified of me. I know a lot of you are. Don't be terrified of me. Those who are doing wrong, that is. Evil is always terrified of me. Come and speak with me, and let us have a conversation. Let us have a debate. I get blocked. I get my comments erased when we have regular conversations and debates. That offends nobody, but apparently it offends because people who want their deception to exist, they erase your stuff. They block you. So come on my Facebook. Come on here on YouTube. Tell me what you guys think. All right? Don't be scared. Give me a thumbs up, thumbs down. I don't care. I don't do it for the thumbs up, thumbs down. I really don't care. It's not my cooking videos. I don't even care about that, to be honest with you. I do these things only for one reason. Bring truth and happiness to the world. I might be a little bit on the anger side, but that's the way I do things. I am not a person who's angry. I'm a person who's passionate. That's the difference. You guys must mistake that. I'm a person who's very passionate. I was sent here for a reason, as every one of you were. And I got to do my job, and I hope you guys will do yours. Until that job is met, I got to make sure that all of you guys are on track. And I hope that you put me in my place. I want to be put in my place. I want to be humble always. And I want to be put in my tracks. Okay, so let's do this together. You correct me, I correct you. One-on-one, huh? One on a million. Who cares? We're all one nation. We're all one body. One person gets hurt, we all should be affected by it. How did we allow 90% to go away? How did we allow this to happen? From one person, it's like when the Israeli stupid government allows 1,500 rockets to hit us before we attack once. How could we even allow one? It's exactly the same. Like I said, secularism and Orthodox, the Rabbanut of Israel, no difference. How could we even allow one to leave us? We have to teach them. We have to embrace them. We have to love them. We have to make them welcome. How many people come to the temples and say, I don't feel welcome, Lior, they were all looking at me. Guys, come on. Seriously? It's time to not charge chairs to sit in your temple on holidays. I saw a pregnant woman standing. Oh, I couldn't believe it. I gave her my chair. I said, please sit. Sit. I couldn't believe nobody wanted to give her a seat. I was in shock. They had her standing outside because she didn't deserve to sit in the chairs over there. So I gave her the chair. It was right outside, not where the prayers are, but like outside. I pulled out a chair, gave her my chair, and pulled in, and I stood inside, because the Orthodox, we don't, mix women and men together. You understand? I had to bring that chair all the way outside so I can stand all freaking day because no damn freak over there wanted to do that. Do you know how horrible I felt? That my other brothers and sisters don't want to do the same? That they would let a woman stand like that? Guys, we need to repair. Look how I'm just babbling. It's because all this is hurting me. You understand that? You think I'm hurting you? You're hurting me. I am Am Yisrael. I am part of Am Yisrael. When you're hurt, I'm hurt. When I see this blasphemy, it hurts me. But I want to do something about it, so I'm doing this video. Okay? Anyways, let me know what you... And I'm doing other things among all those that know me. But, like, subscribe, dislike, comment. Let me know what you guys think. I love you guys. Have a good one, man. Take care. Bye.